Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the whole flock of Israel, you Hebrews, Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Gotta give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, the Most High, the Heavenly Father. His Hebrew name is Yahweh, not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Haya, not Allah, not Abba, not Yahu. It's Yahweh, and His only begotten Son name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shah. Not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christos, not Yeshaya, not Yehoshua, not Yahusha. It's Yahweh Shah. So I got to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rekah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the bishop, elders, a great millstone who are well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether accepted or not. And a sincere salutation to all the Akim pushing this truth and believing this truth. For the four winds of the earth, the entire world, shedding light to the hopeful elect. Shalom to the Agwath world listening learning. Ye few sisters are listening learning. Coming into another lesson in true faith, faith, and edification. Another day of edification, Lord, once you better find. So I titled this lesson. Hold on, Shalaki, bear with me. So I titled this lesson, The Lord is playing chess mind games with the minds of these rulers. So the Lord is playing chess mind games with the minds of these rulers. Now, I got like 4 or 5 videos I want to play. Lord wouldn't be edifying. Because the Heavenly Father Yahweh is playing mind games with these rulers, man. So I got like at least 4 or 5 videos I want to play. And I'm using my backup channel because with these lessons, with these type lessons, strikes will be allowed. So this is one. This is from George Galloway. It reads, Iran gave one of the greatest military displays in recent history. Scott Riddle. So I want to play this, and I got a few of these, man. I got a few of these I want to play. So Lord was better find, and it's a lot of articles. It's a lot of these Edomites going into. Now the one of the articles I saw. Let me pull this up. Let me read this because it says it's a lot, man. It's a lot going on dealing with, and the Lord said there should be wars and rumors of wars, right? So thinking about what's really going on the earth, there was a time when there wasn't nothing going on in the land of Israel, and just out of the blue, as of a year or two ago, things just started happening. So bear with me here. Let me get this. So it's another one. It says Scott Riddle, Israel is losing this war, and Iran will destroy. Hold on. I want to hit this one. It took me years to learn. It's a Scott Riddle. Israel is losing the war, and Iran will destroy the IDF on all fronts. And it's a lot of these titles. So I'm gonna play this, and I'm gonna get a few precepts. But the articles, these videos speak for themselves. Lord wills be edifying. So this is from George Galloway, MP. Let's listen some of this.
Scott Ritter, former Marine officer, former United Nations weapons inspector, a man who knows more about war than almost anybody else on the planet, certainly anybody else that's active in public life, trying to warn people of the very real dangers of the situation we are now in. I'm glad to say he's with us now. Scott, let's talk, if we may, about, first of all, what happened before moving on to what might happen next. If you would describe for us, with your peerless experience, what happened in the Iranian attack on Israel last night?
Well, simply put, what happened is that the Iranian government has established a publicly discernible policy on deterrence. They have let Israel know, and not just Israel, they have let the United States and every other nation within missile range know that there will be a heavy price to be paid if you attack Iranian soil. That Iran will not tolerate the kind of attack that took place on the 1st of April, where Israel attacked the Iranian consulate in Damascus. And I believe Iran is also putting a marker on the table that says Iran will no longer tolerate the kind of actions such as the assassination of nuclear scientists on its soil by Israel in the past. This will not be tolerated. That in the future, if you choose to attack Iran, Iran will retaliate, and they will retaliate with the kind of force that cannot be interdicted and the kind of force that will destroy that which is seeking to destroy. Now, the Iranians were very clever in creating this posture, in that all they had to do was show a proof of concept. I think a lot of people were saying, well, they didn't destroy an airfield, they didn't destroy an Israeli headquarters, they didn't kill hundreds or thousands of Israelis. They weren't intending to. They were simply letting the Israelis and the Americans know that we have the capacity to destroy an airfield. All the Israelis have to do is look at a map, look where the Iranian missiles hit, and understand that the Iranians hit that which they were aiming at, and there was nothing Israel could do to stop those missiles from reaching their target. And Israel is the most heavily defended airspace in the world, with the most sophisticated anti-missile technology deployed in depth, and they couldn't stop the Iranian missiles. So the signal to the United States, which lacks this comprehensive air defense umbrella over its installations in the Middle East, is there too, but for the grace of God go you, if you choose to attack us or facilitate an Israeli attack. So this was, I call it one of the greatest military demonstrations in modern history, because by doing what they did, Iran not only put Israel into check, but believe it or not, they have created a foundation for peace and stability in the Middle East by eliminating from consideration options that Israel and the United States may have been considering down the road, such as a preemptive strike against Iranian nuclear facilities or a punishing attack against the Iranian regime. The United States and Israel are now on notice that if they attempt to do something like that, the price they will pay will be prohibitively high. In the case of Israel, it might be terminally high.
Before our very important FEC deadline, I'm asking you to support us financially, because without the finance, unfortunately,
Help those of us who don't know weapons and systems like you do, Scott. I said earlier in my monologue that the very slow-moving drones and then the cruise missiles that were launched, second-grade ones, were to, as it were, draw the anti-missile fire to exhaust it. It's very expensive. It's in rather short supply. And then to, as a coup de grace, if you like, deliver the ballistic missiles, which were not stopped, were not interdicted, were able to land on their target, the airbase in the Negev. Have I got that right? And can you help further explain?
Certainly. First of all, let's just point out the reality that Iran started this attack by launching the slowest, loudest weapons in its arsenal, the Shahed drones. And they did that because they were sending a signal to Israel, the United States, and everybody, we're attacking Israel. Now, if they were looking to carry out, a lethal attack, why announce it 5 hours in advance? Why give Israel a chance to withdraw its high-valued assets from bases that are vulnerable? Why give the United States, Great Britain, and France chance to move resources up, ships, airplanes over Jordan to intercept these missiles? Iran was saying, "Here we come, shoot us down," and they did. They came out and they shot the drones down. Now, Iran launched tens of millions of dollars worth of drones. The United States and Israel spent billions of dollars shooting them down. This is a financial equation that's unsustainable. And that was one of the points that Iran was making, is you can't afford this kind of war. Then they sent in cruise missiles that, combined with the drones, defined the initial phase of the air defense reaction. Not only the air defense, the airplanes, but once they penetrated the airplanes, the Iron Dome started engaging. And they brought in missiles at a higher level so that the Arrow systems and the Patriots started to engage. And they defined the radar. They defined how Israel's locking in on the targets. And then they did three things. And this is where it gets iffy. I have to be honest, George, it's very early and there's incomplete information out there. But my understanding is that Iran used three types of ballistic missiles. One ballistic missile, it's a very clever missile. It uses a warhead that separates and then burst fires a bunch of decoys out there that appear to be specifically designed to absorb Iron Dome missiles. So remember, the Iron Dome is tracking a target. You fire these decoy bursts, and so the Iron Dome says, aha, we have now 25 targets, and they fire 25 interceptors. Meanwhile, smaller warheads, maneuverable, burst through those interceptors and go down and hit the Israeli air defense systems. And that appears to be the case. I was looking at some video where you see this taking place, the shotgun of these bomblets, the Iron Dome responding, and then coming in, and they hit the air defense system. So they're showing the Israelis how we're going to take you out. The next thing that you see is they have these missiles coming in where you see the warhead separating from the missile body, and then there's a booster engine on the warhead that drives it down into the ground at high speed, blowing away any radar intercept, any ability to intercept, hitting the target. And what this does is it clears the space. They clear air defense. And the final thing are these heavy warheads that come off of the heavy missiles that hit the runways and blew the big craters in them. This was a three-layered ballistic missile attack that was specifically designed by the Iranians to destroy Israeli air defense, to clear the way, to take out air defense, and then to show that we can put the big warheads on the target anywhere in Israel we want to. And this was successful. And the beauty of this is they didn't use their best missiles. Right. All three, with the exception, one of these missiles is rather new, but it's not the hypersonic missile. Israel didn't use their hypersonic missile. And Israel has lots of these missiles. This was just a single strike package. Iran has several strike packages just like this held in reserve that they have for Dimona, that they have for the Kiryat in Tel Aviv, that they have for other air bases. Iran can repeat this process all day long. And what they showed Israel is, this is what we can do. And I can guarantee you there's people like me right now who wear uniform or intelligence officers doing the exact same analysis they're doing. And they're writing big critical reports up the chain of command saying, stop all nonsense. We can't win this war. It's over, guys. Stop it. We have no defense here. If Iran wants to come in, we are powerless. This thing will escalate out of control. Make it stop now, which is why Joe Biden was on the phone with the G7 to intervene with Israel, why Joe Biden was on the phone with Netanyahu, and why Netanyahu's generals were telling him, stand down. We can't win this fight. This is a huge Iranian victory.
So let's get rid of that. From that, it's 19-minute video. Let me get this. This is from Scott Riddle channel. That was Scott Riddle interviewing Scott Riddle. Slovakia. So we're gonna play from Scott Riddle himself. Let's play this. Always a damn infomercial. Just a couple clips I want to play, man. But this is where we at. As it tell you in Psalms 64 and 8.
Hi, everyone. Judge Andrew Napolitano here for Judging Freedom. Today is Monday, April 15th, 2024. Scott Ritter joins us now. Scott, my dear friend, a pleasure. Thank you very much for joining us. Who who prevailed over the weekend in the contest between Iran retaliating upon Israel's destruction of its consulate in Damascus, and the UK, the US, Jordan, and Israel attempting to interfere with and nullify that retaliation?
I would say that the people of the United States, the people of Europe, the people of the world prevailed. And the reason why is Iran was able to establish deterrence superiority over Israel when it comes to Israel's perceived right of being able to strike Iran anytime, anywhere Israel chose. But Iran did so in a manner which, for any rational human being, precluded the need for Israel to retaliate. It was a very sophisticated, a very measured response that, as long as Israel doesn't do anything crazy, and unfortunately it looks like Israel might be getting ready to do something crazy, allows the global economy to stabilize. I just want everybody to understand that if Israel attacks Iran, Iran's retaliation will probably be of a scope and scale that will turn the global economy upside down. You think you don't like gas prices now? Just wait. You don't like food prices? Wait till there's no diesel for trucks to deliver food to your grocery stores. This is the future of America and the global economy if Israel chooses to attack Iran, because the Iranian response will include a retaliation against the United States, which will prompt an American response, which will prompt Iranian closure of the Strait of Hormuz, which will lead to a general strike between Iran and Saudi Arabia, destroying critical oil producing infrastructure. So right now, Iran did the world a favor by politely telling the Israelis, you can't strike us for free. There will be a price to be paid. But Israel suffered no real harm. Israel, because it's not about Israeli security, it's about Benjamin Netanyahu's political fortune. Israel, under Netanyahu's leadership, has to strike back. At least they perceive they have to strike back, but they don't. They don't need to strike back. Right now, peace exists in Israel. People are in cafes in Tel Aviv. It won't be in cafes in Tel Aviv if Israel strikes Iran.
What conceivable military, diplomatic, or political purpose was served by the Israeli destruction and murder of the people inside of the consulate in Damascus?
Well, again, I believe Israel was operating, and successfully so, operating under the assumption that they enjoyed deterrence supremacy, because Israel has been assassinating Iranian nuclear scientists for years, for decades. They've been blowing up Iranian critical infrastructure covertly for decades. They've been using proxies in Pakistan, Iraq, and elsewhere to attack Iran for decades. They've been blowing up Iranian assets in Lebanon, in Syria, and Iraq, again, for years with no penalty. Iran has not retaliated. But Iran drew a red line. They said that we will retaliate if you strike Iranian soil. I think the Israelis believed that by blowing up this consulate, that Iran wouldn't make it like so because Iran was afraid to attack Israel because of the fear of what Israel would do in retaliation. Israel believed that this meeting of IRGC Quds Force leadership posed such a threat to Israel that it was worth the risk. So they did the action. They didn't believe Iran would retaliate, not on the scope and scale that Iran did. And I don't believe they thought for a moment that Iran would be able to penetrate the world's most sophisticated, in-depth, dense anti-ballistic missile capability ever. The one that was guarding Nevatim airfield, they didn't think Iran could penetrate, but Iran did. 5 missiles landed on it, and Iran made the point that it can hit anytime, any place, anywhere in Israel, and there's nothing that Israel or the United States can do to stop them.
How surgical and how strategic was the Iranian attack? Our colleague Alistair Crook has saluted them, as have you, saying that many of the drones that were sent there were like pawns in a chess game. They were sent knowing they'd be destroyed, and by destroying them, the Iranians saw from where the destruction was coming and forced the Israelis to expend. Is this possible, Scott? $1 billion in one weekend?
That's just the cost for Israel, everybody involved.
See, and that's why Tyler did this. He said, "Pun." This is Isaiah 21:1. It reads, Salakia. I said Isaiah. Proverbs 21:1. Salakia. The king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh, as the rivers of water. He turneth it whatsoever he will. And see, I didn't even hear him say that when I was listening to this earlier. But he said it. Let's back. What was it, like 5 minutes and some change? Let's go back. Let's go back to 5 minutes.
Believe they thought for a moment that Iran would be able to penetrate the world's most sophisticated, in-depth, dense anti-ballistic missile capability ever. The one that was guarding Nevatim airfield, they didn't think Iran could penetrate, but Iran did. 5 missiles landed on it, and Iran made the point that it can hit anytime, any place, anywhere in Israel. And there's nothing that Israel or the United States can do to stop them.
How surgical and how strategic was the Iranian attack? Our colleague Alistair Crook has saluted them, as have you, saying that many of the drones that were sent there were like pawns in a chess game. They were sent knowing they'd be destroyed, and by destroying them, the Iranians saw from where the destruction was coming and forced the Israelis to expend. Is this possible, Scott?
See, the Heavenly Father Yahweh is playing chess with the minds of the rulers, man.
$1 billion in one weekend?
That's for Israel. I think when you add up the total cost for everybody involved, the price tag will probably get closer to 2 billion, could even approach 3 billion. This is very expensive, this kind of anti-ballistic missile warfare. And the drones that Israel was launching against Israel, which, by the way, just to remind everybody that Iran provided the United States and Israel with 72 hours advance notice of this attack.
Is that normal?
It's normal if you don't want to kill people. It's normal if you're just trying to prove a point, not to do harm.
Surely the Israelis did not provide notice to the Iranians before they destroyed that consulate.
Nope.
No, but we're talking about two different countries, two different objectives. The Iranian purpose here is not to promote and provoke a larger war. It's to make the point to Israel in a way that doesn't kill Israel. Because remember, the goal wasn't to provoke an Israeli retaliation. The goal was to demonstrate to Israel and the United States that Iran possessed the ability to destroy Israel anytime it wanted to. And so they deliberately struck targets that were only military in nature, only military targets that were involved in the attack on the.
And they keep going back to the point when you read in Daniel's 2, when Daniel gave Nebuchadnezzar the vision of the statue, he said, "Surely thou is head of gold, and there shall arise after thee another kingdom that shall be inferior to thee, and then after that kingdom, a third kingdom of brass," right? So the kingdom that Daniel told Nebuchadnezzar that shall rise after him, that shall be inferior, was the Medes and Persians. The Medes and Persians today is Iran and Russia, man. There is no getting around this. Anyway, I just want to play some of these videos.
Consulate, and they did so in a way that guaranteed that there wouldn't be Israeli casualties. This was just a demonstration. It's not normal unless you're a rational nation not seeking to to expand the conflict. So they gave 72 hours advance notice. Then they launched the drones, which gave Israel an additional 5 hours, not an additional, but now that said in 5 hours you will be under attack. And it allowed Israel and the United States to get the defense ready. This is what the Iranians wanted. What the drones did is light up Israel, got the radars going. And Iran was able to plot the radars and point out where every single anti-ballistic missile system was. Then they followed up the drones with cruise missiles, which actually penetrated Israeli airspace, causing these air defense nodes to open fire, exposing. First, they exposed the radars. Now they expose the launchers, which are separate from the radars. And then Israel, now seeing this, was able to fire ballistic missiles at the targets they wanted in a manner which hit the targets, not destroyed the targets, hit the targets. But they also, as for good measure, destroyed a couple of the air defense nodes, letting the Israelis know that we know where you are and we took you out. And if we wanted to do this again, we would take all of your defense capabilities out. This was a very, very successful attack by Iran.
Did the Iranian
See, let's get the next one. Just point out these points, man. Let's get this next one. Let's draw it. Now this is from and I was mentioning this yesterday. It's like he's trying to upset prophecy and say, because they said that they're not going to defend, they're not going to back Israel, right? So let's let this play. Salakia, these infomercials you already know. From Jimmy Dore. So
President Biden told Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, how can you trust
Salakia, hold on.
anybody who has Yahoo in their name? Biden told Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, how can you trust anybody who has Yahoo in their name? That the U.S. wouldn't join Israel in any offensive action against Iran. Multiple media outlets have reported. U.S. officials are touting Israel's defense of Iran's attack as a victory. And that's the message Biden conveyed to Netanyahu, a sign the U.S. doesn't want the situation to escalate.
So pretend you won this round and don't do anything because
Yes.
I'm running for office, right?
So, yeah, that's right. So Israel really came out far ahead in this exchange. It took out the IRGC. So when they went and
So this is the point I want to make. The U.S. will not help attack Iran. Biden tell not a Jew, Netanyahu, right? So this is seeming like he's upset. He's going against prophecy. Where the prophecy say that the least of the flock shall draw them out, right? So point, because here it is. that he's telling them that they are not going to defend what they got going on. Israel got going on against Iran, right? Just want to show that. So I'm gonna come back to me. We're gonna drop that. And I want to get this. See, the Lord is playing chess with the minds of these people, man. Shema Shah playing chess. Let's get this one. Bear with me here. Bunch of commercials. Civil War not playing. That garbage movie, man. The movie's garbage, man. In my opinion. Damn commercials, man. All right. So here we go. Now this is titled from Jimmy Dole. The Dome Completely Failed. Scott Ritter, right? Check this out.
Scott Ritter's here. He's a one-time Marine intelligence officer who served in the former Soviet Union, implementing arms control agreements. And from 1991 to 1998, he served as the chief inspector for the United States in Iraq, leading the search for Iraq's prescribed weapons of mass destruction. He was later a vocal critic of the American decision to go to war in Iraq. He's also the author of 9 books, including his latest, Disarmament in the Time of Perestroika, Arms Control and the End of the Soviet Union. Welcome back to the show, Mr. Scott Ritter.
Oh, thank you very much for having me.
So, Scott, you wrote this. That's the missiles of April, and it says Iran's retaliatory attack on Israel will go down in history as one of the greatest. So Iran and Israel, some top officials in the military of Iran did, and this is from Uncover News. It says outstanding video of Iran targeting Israel's air defense system. Iranian missiles with decoy bomblets are first deployed, and then several ballistic missiles hit their intended target. So here, are we allowed to show this? Let's see. Let's see. So here's all the. So there's all the missiles coming in, right? So they're trying to overwhelm
Iron Dome.
the Iron Dome, right? And now Israel said they show in a second here, a couple of them got through, at least a couple. So come on, this is taking forever, for F's sake. Oh, here we go. So look, it got through. And I think, oh, there's another one got through. Here comes another one. Boom, here comes another one. So looks like there's a little rust in that iron damage. Remember what Nasrallah said a few weeks ago? If Hezbollah didn't film its successful operations, no one would believe them. And here's what you said. You said eye for an eye. Iran struck Nevatim Air Base with a lead. Now that's the base that there's 2 bases that Israel launched the attacks on the consulate, the Iranian consulate in Syria, and that was one of them. So that at least 7 of its new hypersonic missiles. Nevatim is home of the F-35 fighters that attacked the Iranian consulate in Damascus. Not a single Iranian missile was intercepted. Let that sink in. Israel is defenseless. And then you modified that statement. You said the drones and missiles designed to overwhelm the Israeli defenses did their job. 40 million of hardware costs Israeli and its allies billions. None of the missiles that were intended to make impact were intercepted. Percentages don't matter. Is that true? So you're saying, so tell me what exactly Iran did and how they were so successful.
Well, let's start with the Nevatim Air Base, home of Israel's F-35I, their modified F-35 fighters. These are the fighters that bombed the Iranian consulate in Damascus in violation of international law. But it's home to more than that. It's home to America's ANTPY-2 X-band radar, the most sophisticated anti-ballistic missile defense radar in the world. We have it there. This is the radar designed to detect Iranian missile launches from Iran. It's tied into our satellite network that monitors Iran continuously, any launch, any activity. The point I'm trying to make is that we have given Israel perfect ability to monitor Iran's missiles. Israel can't be taken by surprise. Anything Iran does, Israel will know. This surveillance technology is linked to the most sophisticated anti-ballistic missile defenses in the world. The Arrow 2, the Arrow 3, David Sling. These are all U.S.-Israeli projects. The improved Patriot, the THAAD missile system, which is an American-only missile system. We've deployed all these around Nevatim. My point is, Nevatim is the most heavily secured spot on the planet. The most heavily secured spot on the planet when it comes to anti-ballistic missile defense. There's no place on earth more heavily defended than Nevatim. And Iran launched, we now have updates, 7 missiles against Nevatim, 5 of them hit their target. The most heavily defended spot on the world, in the world, right there, everything, the best. Nobody has better equipment than what's there. Missiles against that base, 5 of them hit their target. That means.
See, and they tell you in Joel 3, when they fall upon the sword, they should not be wounded. And that sword is talking about the defense system of America, Babylon the Great, and Israel. Because Israel have this missile defense system of America, man. So in Joel 3, it talks about these missiles. It said they shall not break their ranks. It said when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. The sword is talking about the defense system of Israel and America, which is America's defense system. So let me get this next clip. I just want to show these clips. Oh, it's lying, man. This nigga is lying. But they control the media so they can do that. So this is the last clip I got. This is let me see what this is. See this one. This is another Scott Riddle. He Riddle is hot right now, man, amongst these people for interviews.
Does Hamas's relative style as
Let's
it,
back
its
up.
regional war resistance when it comes to how the axis of resistance responds to Israel's regional as well as its regional warfare as well as its crimes in Gaza? How much does Hamas's relative standing in the fighting, in the actual war, play in? Because you've been on this program before, and as I was seeing the reports from Al Mayadeen and other sources about what's happening in Gaza in terms of the fighting, Hamas is very much holding its own. I mean, the location of Al Shifa was supposed to be completely cleared out months ago when, as you said, you had the idea.
That nigga, that's slow, man. So the title of this video: Israel is losing this war, and Iran will destroy the IDF on all fronts. That's the point I want to make. So, couple precepts, man, because Esau is lying about what's really going on, as they supposed to. The Lord said in Jeremiah 50:45 that the least of the flock shall draw them out. right? Salakia, it's all prophecy. But World War III not brew will not happen. It's brewing, but it will not happen till the MOTB be made mature. And to tell you in 2 Ezra 11:39, not that yet there remaineth to the fourth beast, whom I made to reign in my world, that the end of their times may come through them. So the end of these times is going to come through the Edomites. And in the Psalm 64, let's read this. Psalm 64 and 8. When you read this chapter, the Lord said, because they shot at us in secret. Look, active users that's on Blue Letter Bible is 16,000 right now. Ain't that something? And it was Apostle Talk. See right here, say active users right now, 16,000 on Blue Letter Bible. It was Apostle, the Lord, the Heavenly Father Yahweh put the Spirit on Apostle Ha to come across the Blue Letter Bible, man. And it's for us. Lord willing, we be able to hopefully elect. But the Blue Letter Bible was created for the remnant of Israel. This is Psalm 64 and 8. So they shall make their own tongue of false sales, all that see them shall flee away. So this is what we see, man. It's just something I just wanted to make some points on. This is Job 15. The Lord is exposing these bastards, and he's using the Edomites to expose the Edomites. Job 15 and 5, for thy mouth uttereth thy iniquity, and thou choosest the tongue of the crafty, thy own mouth condemneth thee, and not I, yeah, thy own lips testify against thee. And it's the Edomites. In Revelation, this is Revelation 16. And 13, the prophecy said that the least of the flock shall drive the rest of the nations, right? This is Revelation. So, like, let me get rid of this. I thought I put this up. This is Revelation. This is Revelation 16 and 13. It reads, and I saw three unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. Which the three unclean spirits, you got France, London, which is the monetary. You got Washington, DC. You got Washington, which is the military, and you got the Vatican, which is the religion. For they are spiritual devils working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth. The kings of the earth is the other nations, and of the whole world, to do what? To gather them to the battle of the great day of God Almighty. Right? Then when you go to Revelations 20, same precept, worded different. Revelations 27, same precept, worded different. And when 1,000 years are expired, Satan, the word Satan means adversary, shall be loosed out of his prison and shall go to the seeded and shall go out to the seeded nations which are in the four quarters of the earth. God may God to gather them to the battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. So this is what the Lord did. He's playing chess mind games with the rulers, man. The Lord is playing chess, man, with these rulers. The Lord playing chess, man. And I just want to make the points. All these videos, and they all got Scott Ritter in them, man. It's heavy, man. They all play mind games. It's all games, man. Yahweh Shema Shai is playing chess mind games with these elites. But it was already set up. It was already established way before, man. Let me get this again in 21. They don't understand what's going on, but we do. And the reason all this is happening because all these nations, they put their hands on the apple of the Lord's eye. Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh, as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will. Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord pondereth the hearts. See? And what it said, Proverbs 16:1. Let's get this. It's Proverbs 16:1. It reads, the preparations. Preparations is what? You setting up, you getting it together, you doing this for a particular cause. The preparations of the heart in man and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. Let's get this word preparations. See what it say. H 46:33.
Strong's H 4633. Me'erach. Me'erach.
See? Arrangement. Mental disposition. See, it's a mental disposition. Arrangement. So what Biden, and my point is I want to make, Biden said that they are not going to help Israel fight against Iran. Then you'll be going against what the Lord said, dealing with Jeremiah 15:45. Let's pull this up. That means, and it's for a reason. Of course, it's for a cause. But to show you how cold the Lord is, this is the point I'm making. To show you how cold the Lord is, it's Jeremiah 15:45. Therefore, hear ye the counsel of Yahweh that he have taken against Babylon, and his proposes that he have proposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them, right? He's going to make their habitation desolate with them. Let me get this. Let's go to 2nd Ezra. Let's get this in 2nd Ezra. Because it says, surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them, right? So this is 2nd Ezra 11 and 39. Let's get this. And it reads, are not thou it that remainest of the four beasts, whom I made to reign in my world at the end of their times, might come through them? What them? The four beasts, the Edomites, the revival Roman Empire. So, read Jeremiah. Let's read it again. Jeremiah 15:45 reads, therefore hear ye the counsel of Yahweh that he have taken against Babylon, and his proposed that he have proposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. So in Revelation 16, when they say these three unclean spirits go forth unto the kings of the earth, right? This is Jeremiah. Let's get this one. Jeremiah 51. This is Jeremiah 51 and 27. It reads, Set ye up a standard in the land, blow the trumpet among the nations, prepare the nations against her. Who? Against Babylon. Call together against her the kingdoms of Ararat, which is Turkey, Mene and Ashkenaz. Appoint a captain against her. The captain is Gog, the Russians. Appoint a captain against her. Cause the horses to come up as the rough caterpillars. What does caterpillars do? They destroy the crops. Verse 28, it reads, Prepare against her the nations with the kings of the Medes. Who is the Medes? Today the Medes would be Russia, the captains thereof, and all the rulers thereof, and all the land of his dominion. Who is his? The Medes. See, Ezekiel 38, man. The Lord said, he set up Russia to be a guard to these nations. And Iran, the modern day Iranians are the ancient day Persians, man. The modern day Iranians are the ancient Persians, and the modern day Russians are the ancient Medes, man. Let's get this one. Isaiah 13. It's just a few points, man. Prophecies is playing out. This is Isaiah 13 and 17. The Lord say, Behold, he said, Babylon will fall to the Medes. See? Babylon will fall to the Russians, man. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Their bows also shall dash the young men in pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. And this is what the Edomites, the Lord said the Edomites were going to have no fruit. The Edomites wasn't going to have no favor towards us, the young and the old. Their eyes shall not spare children. In Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. And there's another article that said, Putin said, if America intervene, this is what the article said. I should have pulled it up and put it on the screen. There's another article that said, Putin said, if America intervene in what Israel and Iran got going on, then it's gonna be Russia and America going to war. Yep, that's what the article said. If America intervene in what Israel and Iran got going on, matter of fact, I was just looking at this. Hold on, bear with me. I was just looking at this. Real talk. Let me see if I can find it. I just saw this. Hold on. I thought I put it in the damn let me see. Bear with me for a second. It won't even come up now. But the article said, it ain't even showing now, but it's okay because I saw Putin said Let me see if I can pull it up. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let me see if I can pull this up on my phone. Bear with me here. I just want to read the article. I just want to show this. See if it come up. So let me see. Yep, here you go. It says, so look at this one. This from 3 days ago. It say Biden tells Israel that U.S. won't support counterattack on Iran, and that's a lie because the Lord controlling this. Now this is the one. It say Putin warns Biden not to interfere. Iran attack Israel live. Putin warns Biden against attacking Iran. Says, hold on. It says Iran attacks Israel live. Putin warns Biden against attacking Israel. Says won't sit and do nothing. Right. Hey, so here it is. If you man, listen, man. This is heavy. Iranian president calls Putin. Putin said Putin wants Biden against attacking Iran. Says won't sit and do nothing. Period. So if you try to intervene in helping them, we got her back. This one say Russia, China, and Iran. A new Axis Kings and Generals documentary. China, Iran, Russia axis. And we keep telling people, man. We keep telling you that Iran and Russia is the modern day Medes and Persians, man. Anyway, Lord was edifying. Let me go back to this. Let's go back to this. I gotta finish reading this. So, yeah. Oh, I did finish reading that. Man, this is heavy. Because we read Jeremiah 59. We are watching the Lord control the minds of these kings, these rulers, man. They don't know what's going on, but this is all. Oh, the Lord said, let me close with this. Isaiah. As a matter of fact, let's close with this. Isaiah 2 and 13. It reads, Yahweh shall go forth as a mighty man. He shall stir up jealousy like a man of war. He shall cry, yea, roar. He shall prevail against his enemies. So this the Lord is doing this, man. They're stirring up the minds of the kings. See, Biden said they ain't gonna defend Israel, but the Lord said you is. Whether it be you that be in the chair or another president, you will defend. You will. Oh, I gotta close with this. Joel. It's Joel 2 and 20. You can't go against this, man. This is the movie of Yahweh Shema Shah. Behold, 2 and 20. Joel chapter 2, verse 20. But I will remove for all from you the northern army, which is America's army, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate, with its face towards the east sea. The east sea is the Persian Gulf, and his hinder part toward the utmost sea. The utmost sea is the Red Sea, and his stink that smell from their burning, from their bodies, shall come up and his ill savor, that smell, shall come up because he have done great things. See? So Lord wasn't edifying, had to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Merkah Kodash, Tabanas to the apostles, and the bishop, Nazareth, great millstone, who well, who teach well, who are the apostles, Nazareth, all of Israel, raised accepted or not. And the sincere salutation taught, arguing, pushing his truth, and believing his truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, share light to the whole elect. You know what? Shalom till I walk through all this and learning. If you saw this and learning. Though after tuning in, may Yahweh Shema shall continue blessing your houses. May the blessing of election upon your houses. So next time I say Shalom, Wa Abba. Now before I go, now this is on one, Israel attack. It said Iran attack Israel. Putin warns Biden against attacking Iran, says. Now real quick, what I want to do is you know what? I ain't gonna play it. I want to play some of this, but I don't want long enough, man. The point is made. I want to go to so this. Let me get this. Bear me here for a second. Let me see something. I want to see if I can get some of this. Oh man, they still alive. Okay, they still alive. Ain't gonna worry about it. Okay. So yeah, point made, man. The Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah, is playing chess mind games with the minds of these rulers, man. That's what's happening. Shalom, wa Abba.